I'd have to say the dog in 6, Priceless Jet, looked best drawn. He's so wild seed, you know, pulled out from the clouds, amazing performance, you know, before the semi-final. Couldn't see where that came from, to be fair, but like, he done it. You know, now if he does that again, he could be the Derby winner. So I think he's the best drawn. And Savannah Bow, do you really want to be on the inside in trap 1 at Toaster? A lot of early pace on his outside. He's going to maybe come from a way back, trying to pass through the field. It is, Toaster's a great track, lovely track, but it is a track where you've got to have a lot of luck, and you've got to have luck and running. And where position that he'll be, you know, maybe from the second bend onwards, you probably won't get the run through them with the early pace type that's on his outside.
No, there's also, he's going to have probably 5 to go past, isn't he?
He has. And knowing Toaster, it is difficult, but there again, anything can happen in finals. It's just getting there is the hardest part.
Yeah, I thought that was tricky, actually. I think Kildare's the best drawn, Floyd. I think he's the best drawn because, you know, every one of these dogs said that Kildare or Romeo Magico would want to be drawn inside each other. I think Kildare, everyone has said, oh yeah, a lot of people have said to me, obviously, you know, I do the Derby lanes, and I put him 2.25. I nearly put him 2.5. But I think that was a bit because he was the raw pace. He burst from the boxes. He's not a brilliant breaker. He's just got that raw early zip. And once he did it, I just think he was coursing the hare once he got clear and there was daylight on his outside. I happen to think that Hallow Hammond will break well. I think Romeo Magico will be up on his outside. So I don't think he'll take the line as wide. I think he'll stay fairly straight. And that's why I had him 2.25. He's been out of 1 and he's just edged off slightly. I just think it was because, and I had a report as well that the kennel were really happy with him going into the semi-final. He'd been, the jury was out with him. I said that Kirby form was really strong, and that's why I backed him anti-post at 33s. And I've kind of been waiting for that early dash, but I think because he was drawn in red, he was missing his break and then sort of edging off a little bit. And I just think even when he was in 4, I thought it was great, but he got trapped out 3 deep. Killed Kenny Santi, the big dog, was holding him out a little bit as well. And I think you saw him come of age in right where it matters as well in the semi-final, and he showed his early dash, and it was raw dash. And listen, he was all out near the line, and that will be his little bit of a Achilles heel. Will he get home at top pace? But I think, you know, in the Derby final, I think out in front is the place to be, and I think he could find himself in front.
And as far as the final itself is concerned, do you have an opinion on it?
No, not really. I mean, I think that, like I said, anyone can win it. Whoever wins it deserves it. Doesn't matter who they are. And good luck to them all.
Right. Well, if I was to force you now to, I don't know, drag a few quid out the Scotsman's pocket and put it on a dog in the final, who would it be going on?
Kildare.
Would be Kildare.
Yeah, would be Kildare. I think Peter's been a wee bit coy with this dog. I think he's been a wee bit conny, and I think he's just brought him along. Everybody else has set the target, and I don't think Peter has set the target yet. You know what I mean? I think Peter is... It's hard to explain. I know the Hennessy dogs has been in there and they've been battling hard. And I know the Magical dog's in there and he's battling hard. But Peter didn't seem to have went hard yet. You know what I mean? Everything seems to have been taking this dog's stride. I might be wrong. I might be talking shit, Floyd. But that's the way I'm thinking. That I think, and I've been watching Peter. I've been watching him very closely and watching his facial expressions and everything, and he's so kind of as if he's going to qualify anyway, but he's not ready for doing anything fancy yet. I think that's got to be expected of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just some kind of feeling I get for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you wouldn't want to play poker with him, will you? He's a very, very cool character.
He is a very cool character, and I got on great with Peter. Listen. He has a good crack with us, and this young laddie, he has a good crack with us. And listen, I got on all right with them all. I got on all right with the Hollands, and I got on great with the Hennessy's and all the rest of it. But I just think Peter's been chatting in the door so many times, you know. And I think this year he's coming in, and I don't think Peter's going to chat the door. I think Peter's going to kick the door off the hinges with his foot.
Okay. And then looking at the final, the draw taken into consideration, I'm going to nail it down to one selection for the final. Who is it?
Priceless Jet.
Yeah.
Track record holder. Show him what show him what he's capable of. I mean, to be honest, any dog could win this. I genuinely mean it. But with the bullets in my head, I'm going to go Priceless Jet just to lead on the outside and make the bend. It's staying a lot stronger now as well. Nearly caught Kildare last week. So Priceless Jet for me. Can either lead, bit of trouble on the inside, or turn fairly handed to Kildare.
Yeah, it's strange, isn't it? You kind of look at it that if he was to win the final, you'd go, wasn't it so obvious? He's the track record holder. He's
absolutely, I know, absolutely, and his run last week was phenomenal. So Priceless Jet for me.
I'd like to say Savannah Bow. I just can't see it, but I can see a scenario where Hello Hammond wins it. If he gets first run on Savannah Bow, and the final's got a habit of not exactly the traps and the leaders not exactly panning out as previously as people think going into it. So I think we might get a surprise break by something, and it might upset all the kind of theories that people are looking at going into it. And I personally think that Toasters can throw up that inconsistent trapping, and which we've seen, I think, in a few rounds. So I'd just Hello Hammond for a bit of value.
Okay. Before the derby started, we did one of those real 2-minute zooms that could go on Twitter. And I asked you to pick a dog for the derby. You picked Kildare. How did that go?
Yeah, it went better than the other two I put out, that's for sure. I was getting a little worried when the other two went out in the first round. I was starting to regret doing that, but Kildare has certainly done connections proud and me proud, making the final.
Best and worst draw in the final, and a final selection.
I guess best drawn's probably Kildare. He's got the slowest starter in there on his inside, which will help him. Came away from 2 beautifully in the semis. Not convinced there's necessarily a worst drawn, but Hello Hammond has checked right at the opening turn a couple of times. So I think Romeo Magico needs to be foot perfect. And his best sectional did come when he was drawn in 4 for 4.13, but Hello Hammond has got a 4.16 from 3. So I think Romeo Magico marginally might be the worst drawn, but I wouldn't say any of them were particularly badly drawn per se.
And your selection?
I've got to go with Kildare, haven't I? Put him up on the Derby bites. So I've got to stick with him. Although, the heart would love to see Mickey's Barrett win.